Hello everyone, Silent here, and welcome back to another episode of Truly Bedrock Season 1. It is episode 4, and today we are going to be getting ourselves into the end dimension to get ourselves some shulker boxes, elytra, and other things like that. I've been saying this for the last couple of episodes, but today is finally the day. We attempted to do this in the previous episode, however, we just totally got our butts handed to us by a couple of dragons. The dragons duplicated. Somehow we ended up with an original dragon. We got all the levels from that. We also got ourselves, a dragon egg from it as well, even though, we respawned the dragon. So I don't know how that happened, but yeah, it was just basically chaos. We died 25 times. 25 times to the double dragons. It was not a good raid. That is by far my worst experience of fighting dragons to date. So yeah, hopefully we don't have any other kind of shenanigans like that, and hopefully everything works perfectly fine today. We opened up this end gateway right here, so hopefully no one went through that as well, and we should be good for smooth sailing into the end dimension to actually get ourselves all of the good loot. I have a plan for getting at least 15 elytras because we have 15 people on the whitelist, so if I can get one elytra per person, then we will be doing just fine. So first thing is first, we gotta farm up ourselves some ender pearls. I have 10 right now. I would like to get at least a couple of stacks, so that way we have plenty to traverse the end islands. Those islands are kind of unforgiving if you don't have an elytra. So yeah, gonna try and save on some blocks just by ender pearling to places and stuff and things. And while we're here in the end dimension, we're not just gonna be doing a bunch of end city raiding. I'm actually going to be doing a bunch of just resource gathering in general. So we need to get like a whole bunch of the chorus fruits. We need to get a whole bunch of the actual chorus plants, purpur blocks, in stone, all kinds of different things. Basically, we're going to be making the depot for all kinds of end related gear in the shopping district. So it is pretty slow to get ender pearls, but I would like to sell a couple of those as well. And it's kind of sad how few endermen there are. Like normally, on pretty much any platform, this island would always have like 20, 30 endermen on it. Right now, it's hard to find even a couple. Okay, as I say that, there's literally like all the guys over there. Maybe I shouldn't have spoke so soon. Alright, so I've done a little bit of ender pearl harvesting, and I built a little bit of a super janky staircase up to our end portal up here. And I also took everything out of our inventory. These things are kind of notorious for being super broken on Bedrock Edition, so I'm not really taking any chances. I don't have any of my armor on, and I just have basically the bare essentials. We're gonna go ahead and drink a slow falling real quick. Hopefully that'll help us out, or maybe that'll doom us. I have no idea. But let's go ahead and throw a pearl through this mysteriously looking weird block and see what happens. Only 2.5 hearts damage, not too bad. It looks like we're actually safe here in the end dimension, which is good. So, it's kind of hard to tell which direction we came from. Looking at the coordinates, it looks like we came from that way. Okay, so that way is going to be the main island, and this way is going to be the outer islands still. So sweet. I guess I'll go this direction over here. It looks like there's more land mass. So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of get my, actually, you know what? I was gonna get my armor out. Let's go ahead and ender pearl over there again. And now that we're actually on safe land, now let's go ahead and actually get the armor. Alright, so now we're actually good to go for exploring the end dimension, but like I said earlier, we're actually going to be doing a lot of resource harvesting while we're here, because everyone else that has been to the end has completely just like rushed through it just for shulkers and elytra, but no one has really gone through here and like collected any form of resources. So now that we're in the village and pillage update, we can do this a lot easier just by, shooting the chorus flowers. I think this might be a Bedrock exclusive feature. It is certainly super useful, but these things weren't really that hard to acquire in the first place. But after you shoot all the actual like flower things, because those are what you need to replant, then you can go ahead and break the bottoms of this stuff, and then everything just kind of floats down to you. Super convenient for getting some chorus fruit. And we're definitely going to need a lot of this because people really love building with end rods. Of course, they have a nice new texture. They no longer have the like purple base of them. So yeah, I'm just going to get as much of this stuff as I possibly can. So resource gathering has been done for at least chorus fruits. We still need to get ourselves all of the purpur blocks and a bunch of end stone as well. And I'm just kind of trying to make my way away from that original area. That original area is back over in that direction. Try to not look at any Enderman. Is very difficult. Also, sticking with the 2 wide bridges, I do not trust realm lag, so I'm trying to stay right in between these 2 blocks. And also, I know I always get a lot of questions about this. Yes, this is a Bedrock feature. This is not an add-on where you can actually place blocks mid-air. This is added for the mobile players of the game that, you know, it's really difficult to lean over the edge of the block and look back at the, you know, the side. So this is a thing that we have on Bedrock. Very convenient for when you're in the end dimension. And yeah, this is still nerve-wracking. I think that's close enough to Ender Pearl. Do I trust myself to Ender Pearl that? Probably not. I'm gonna get a little bit closer. Okay, that is certainly close enough to Ender Pearl, so I'm just gonna aim for those chorus plants over there and cross my fingers while still holding the shift key. Okay, that was a perfect Ender Pearl. Lovely. Hello, Endermite. Let's just get rid of you real quick. You are annoying, and now you are dead. Sweet, so I'm just gonna keep on going this way. Again, don't really know where I'm going. I'm just trying to follow the landmass. Following the landmass is usually the easiest way to find end cities because you have to do the least amount of bridging. Well, that didn't really take too long at all to find our first end city. That is pretty nice. And actually, oh yes, there's a ship. That is awesome. So something that's actually really awesome about Village and Pillage update as well is that they have finally fixed Shulker loot tables. So for the longest time, Shulker boxes have not, or Shulkers have not actually had a loot table, so looting would not really affect them. Okay, they had a loot table, but yeah, the looting enchantment would not affect them at all, so you would always get the bare minimum amount of Shulker shells, if any at all, when killing these guys, but now they actually drop the proper amount. I just was inside that guy's head. He doesn't care, but that's cool. Let's get these Shulker shells. We got 4 from that one guy. What? 4? I mean, I'm not gonna really complain about that, but okay. The other guy dropped a none at all. I've never gotten 4 from one guy before. That seems ridiculous. They should like pretty much only ever drop 2 as far as I'm aware, so that's I want to say broken, but at the same time, like, I kind of like it. Anyway, yeah, let's just go ahead and keep rating this thing, shall we? So these things are never too difficult. I actually made a video in the previous season about the best like tips for rating these things in the Bedrock edition. I'll link to that right now and down in the description if you guys are curious about my general style of rating these things. Typically they are pretty easy, but I do have a couple additional tips for you in this video because we have some new features in the update, of course. And it looks like we got our first loot chest. Oh, and now I'm gonna be floating up. Okay, let's go ahead and see what is in that loot chest real quick because I always like looking in these things, just like on camera. Unbreaking 3 pickaxe, that's not too shabby. I will certainly take it. So I've pretty much rated the rest of this place and there's nothing too interesting going on. I only got 12 Shulker shells from this whole thing, although saying only 12 feels very weird because normally from raiding a city this size you get like 2, so that is a significant increase. There's no void in this area, so I feel pretty confident throwing a pearl right about there. We should land on the ladders, which are currently unrendered because Bedrock edition. And you know what? I'll go ahead and grab a couple of these. Weren't there always supposed to be 3 in there? Maybe I misremember that. Anyway, Elytra! Stop getting distracted. Silent, kill this stupid butt and punch the Elytra. Oh wait, he didn't die. Did we get the Elytra? We did. Awesome. First Elytra. Nice. That is not too shabby. Sharpness 3, Bane of Arthropods 5. What did I expect? That's actually a pretty good helmet. I will go ahead and put on that protection 4 because I kind of need it. And then that's an even better helmet. I'll just wear that one too. So normally what I do is I always get my diamond gear just straight from the end dimension because it's basically the easiest way to get diamond gear. You don't really need to enchant it. You don't really need anything else in general. It's just pretty awesome. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of sort out my inventory now. And I actually brought some stuff for this Elytra as well. So what I did this time is prepare ever so slightly, which is something that I haven't done, at least in this form. So I brought myself an anvil and a mending book, and we're just gonna go ahead and call that thing, well, never mind, I'm not gonna call it anything. You guys can leave a name suggestion down in the comments, because I still need to put Unbreaking 3 on that. But yeah, now we finally have an elytra. We actually have ourselves some rockets in here as well that we procured in the previous episode as well. And we are doing very, very fine. So now that we have our first elytra, we can really get into the end rating. So this is what's really going to kick off the entire episode right now. So basically, I want to go ahead and get just as many stacks of shulker shells as I can. And yes, I said stacks because that is what we're here for. We're here specifically for all of the shulker shells and for all of the elytras and just for all of the in-game loot as well. I'll even take the brewing stand because dang it, you can never have too many things in this game. I look kind of gorgeous right now. I'm just gonna say, I knew you were all thinking it. I look gorgeous. But anyway, we got ourselves some slow falling now. We got ourselves some rockets. Let's jump over this thing and blast off into the distance. I don't really know where I'm going. Oh, there is an exit gateway right there. Awesome. I don't really need to mark down the coordinates because I'm recording and coordinates are always on, so that's kind of convenient. But that is an awesome little find. I'm just gonna keep on going and hopefully we find ourselves a couple more great cities. I always do the slow falling though, because I do not trust the realm lag. That went up really high. I can't see any cities from up here. And here's our next city already. That was actually like just 2 seconds after I ended that last clip, so that's pretty awesome. We can just blast right on over to this ship, and this is gonna be a great raiding session. I can just tell it is off to an amazing start already. So I just noticed something in passing, and this is slightly different from the other ship that I just looked at, but look at these pillars. Okay, so you can see that they're facing the incorrect direction. They're supposed to be facing upwards. They're facing to the sides, but now look at these pillars. Can you notice it? Can you notice it? It's slightly strange. Let's just go over here real quick, and then you might really notice it. Just like, they're not actual pillars. What are these? These have the wrong texture. If I place that down, then it has the correct like square texture on that side, but otherwise it has like the same texture on all 4 sides. What if I break that one? Like it's broken, but just because the world put it there? That is so strange. I've never seen a bug like that before. That is very weird. It's the same texture on every side, even though it's a pillar. The weird things that I notice, okay? There's nothing else around to look at. What did you expect me to look at? Here we go, a proper big city. This is actually just like 100 blocks from the last one. Yeah, you can literally see the ship where I was talking about the weird pillars. So this one is nice. This should provide us with a fair amount of shulker shells. I cannot say words. Words are hard. So I think so far we're up to about half a stack or so, which is pretty all right. But hopefully we'll get at least a stack or so from this one because there should be just so many shulkers in it. I found the fun room. These things are always super fun. I have way too much fun in these rooms. Pretty much these guys just all shoot each other. Oh, and it's double shulkers as well. There's 2 shulkers per slot. Oh, this city is great. This is like the absolute best room that you could possibly ask for. There's already so many shulkers here, and now it's double shulker day. It's just lovely. Can we just go ahead and kill all of these guys? I'm super curious how many shells we actually get from this now because the loot tables are finally fixed. There is still so many down there. This is fantastic. So it looks like from all that, we only got 14 shulker shells, which I think is a little bit lame, but I'll take what I can get. It is certainly a ton more than it ever was before, so we're still in the clear here. Also, this place having double shulkers certainly does help. So we're doing pretty good at this point. We have ourselves about a stack and a half of shulker shells just from these 3 cities. So that is pretty all right. The looting is certainly helping our cause a lot. And then we also have this box of gear as well. I've actually been like replacing the iron gear that I came with because pretty much all of it has broken by now. So I replaced my boots, my leggings, and my chest plate already, which is perfect. And that's why I pretty much never bring in any gear to the end dimension because it just always gets broken. You're either gonna lose it in the void or find even better gear. So there's really no point in bringing good stuff with you. You can just find it all here, and then that just makes raiding even easier. So I'm just gonna keep on moving on, find myself some more cities, and I think now might be a good time to hop into a little bit of a time lapse of some in-city raiding. So at this point, we have raided 8 full-on end cities. Some of those were big, some of those were small, but we have ourselves a fair amount of gear now. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 elytras, plus the one that I'm wearing. And speaking of the one that I'm wearing, I have another little tip for you guys, and this is actually something that you left in the comment section of the last video. I'll throw the comment up on screen now. But the grindstone is actually surprisingly useful. Like, this thing is honestly my new favorite block. As ugly or as awesome as it may look, I don't know, I'm not allowed to give my opinion, but this thing is seriously useful for all kinds of stuff. So do we have any mending on? We do not have any mending on. So we have the seriously broken armor that I originally brought with me. This is all the stuff that I actually enchanted to bring with me. So if we go ahead and unenchant that stuff, we're actually going to be repairing our elytra because this thing will actually spit out the XP orbs. So if we go ahead and unenchant that, we'll repair that a little bit more. Unenchant that one, we'll repair that one a little bit more. And then let's just grab like a random silk touch iron shovel that no one's ever going to use. And we nearly have a fully mended elytra. This is honestly pretty awesome. Like, definitely grab every single enchanted item that you can from the end dimension, because this is a seriously great way to repair your stuff. There's not nearly enough endermen to really quickly repair your elytra, and wearing it while fighting shulkers isn't really the safest, but a grindstone is seriously a good way of doing it. This is my first time ever seeing one in the mountainside. This is the entrance to the actual thing, and this is normally where the shulkers are, but apparently they have decayed into endstone. That is kind of interesting. Very strange. It doesn't look like there's any... Oh, maybe they teleported away, but that's still strange that there's endstone exactly where they normally would be, because normally it like excavates the area around the thing. Very strange. So at this point, we have raided 13 end cities, and we have ourselves a total of 10 elytras and 4 full shulker boxes full of loot, and then this little bit of extra straggler loot. We also have all of this over here, so a full 4.5 stacks of shulker shells, which is pretty all right. And then 23 diamonds. I lost one of the dragon heads, and then we have all of this other junk as well. So we're doing pretty good. I forgot that I had those ender pearls. I should throw those in there. Ender pearls are way too valuable. So yeah, we're doing pretty good on the end rating. I might go ahead and hit like 1 or 2 more end cities, but other than that, I'm feeling like we should get out of the end and maybe head back to the overworld. And this is the final end city that I'm gonna be doing tonight. I think that I'm just gonna take the elytra. It's kind of a big city, but honestly, I have like 5 stacks of shulker shells at this point, so I don't really need to worry about it. If anyone else wants to come out here this far, you know, negative 4,000, then they are welcome to have all of the shulker shells in the city that they like. But yeah, I'm just gonna be going for the loot and this lovely, lovely elytra. And now I just kind of need to find my way out of here. I do have the coordinates of a couple exit and gateways, but I think those are like, yeah, those are like 4,000 blocks away. So yeah, I probably won't be going to those. Gonna have to find a new one. And here we are, finally with a gateway. That did take a little bit of exploring. My elytra is actually nearly broken, but I did put everything of everything of actual value into my ender chest. So if we do die from this thing, then we'll be totally fine. And also I decided to spruce it up a little bit. I thought it was kind of lonely out here. It's the only one for a couple thousand blocks. Anyway, Geronimo, and sweet. I love it when those things actually work. It's super painful when they don't work because you literally suffocate in the bedrock. But now we are finally back on the main island. So I actually want to take a little flight around this main island and see if there's any end crystals left from when we fought the dragon, because these things seriously unrender from such a short distance. And it actually looks like I wiped them all out. Interesting, because they were regenerating. I don't know, that entire dragon fight was super weird. If you haven't seen it, it's just a very weird dragon fight. But I was pretty sure there was a crystal up here. I don't think I destroyed this one. Maybe all the crystals do get destroyed once you kill the dragon? I don't know, but it's certainly very strange. And back in the sunny overworld, finally, it is nice and warm out. The end dimension is too cold for my warm-blooded soul. But I have finally sorted out all of the gear. That took a little while. We have so much stuff, so we clearly have a lot of iron gear. Most of this I'm gonna either sell or give away or just either unenchant for a little bit of bonus experience whenever I need it. But there's some seriously good things in there. And then there's all of this extra gear as well. We have ourselves a bunch of diamond gear. This is really, really awesome, especially because we have the grindstone. We can unenchant all of this, re-enchant it if we want to. So like this Fortune 2 shovel, we can re-roll that an enchantment table. Honestly, the grindstone is super powerful. I absolutely love the grindstone. We also got all of this stuff as well. And then for the good stuff, we have, well, that's actually the junky stuff, but this is the good stuff right here. Over 5.5 stacks of shulker shells. That is going to last us a very, very long time. And then we got 25 diamonds from that as well. Quite a bit of iron and gold too. 11 dragon heads. And I actually raided over 56 different loot chests. I kept every single chest that I raided from the end dimension. And yeah, it's a lot of different loot chests. You can see about how much loot that actually, you know, gives you in the boiled down version of it. And then we have all of the really, really good loot in this one right here. So we got ourselves 9, 10, 11, and 12 elytras, plus our 13th one right here, which we still need a name for, by the way. Let me know if a comment down below on that one. And also we have all of this really good stuff in here as well. I picked through all of the gold, or all of the diamond things, picked out all of the best enchanted stuff. And we also got 3 really good swords, although this one has Bane of Arthropods on it. This one also has Bane of Arthropods on it, and this one has Smite. So we don't actually have a good sharpness sword, which is ridiculous, but a good smite sword does go a long way. So I'm gonna go do an overnight AFK session over at the double spawner and fish farm as well. Try and fish up myself some unbreaking and mending books for all of these elytras. And then in the next episode, we'll go ahead and set up a proper shop for all of these. Try and sell ourselves some fully enchanted elytras, and it will be pretty awesome. So hopefully you guys do enjoy. In that episode, the next episode, we're probably gonna do some work on this village as well, because we need to do some serious work around here. I haven't done anything at all. It is super janky. Everything is just like chaotic, and I really need some more storage as well. So I have a lot of projects that I need to get done. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next episode. If you did enjoy this one, be sure to leave a like on the video. It helps out the video and the channel significantly. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. And thank you all very much for watching. I do appreciate it. I will see you guys down in the comment section and in the next one. And then there was silence.